Welcome back to Lost Odyssey. So let's finish the ice cavern.
What a lovely Tales discussion we were having.
After exterminating systematically the Libor population.
Yep.
Well, they may have had it coming, given that they...
Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry, no. Ice Canyon. I should correct myself.
Also, this is the end of the dungeon, Jova. We need a boss fight.
Yeah,
first.
gotta have a boss battle.
Why yes, game. I have seen Ice Age 2.
Of course it's not moving.
Dude, do you not feel the shaking right behind you?
I mean, he's still a child, after all.
God, it's a T-Rex!
Really, oddly formed T-Rex.
It's just world's sake on a T-Rex. Like, look, rule of thumb with dinosaurs. Most chances you're gonna have a T-Rex or a T-Rex allegory.
Which consistently escaped Arm Day. Poor bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the T-Rex for you. The apex predator of all time, which was so dangerous that it went, you know, I don't even need long arms. I can make do with these tiny little ones.
Alright, go ahead, too.
Alright, last time we were done with Zestiria. That's, again, an unfortunate Tales of TM. Thankfully, the title that they did immediately after, Berseria, which acts as a distant prequel to it, is much better. The combat is more akin to the Xillia games, so more faster, snappier. Despite it being the same setting, the plot is much more engaging and the characters more interesting, you know, in particularly the main character, but even the ragtag band that you find.
And sorry, I thought you were done. Go ahead.
No, go on.
And it has the benefit of one of the biggest highlights, personally for me, is the greatest performance of Christina V's career as that main character, Velvet, that I just mentioned. Like her performance as Velvet is absolutely absolutely brilliant.
I'm honestly surprised Christina V hadn't already been in the Tales of Doom.
The premise of the game will make you think that you are just playing the bad guys, but it's a bit more complex than. It's not even a subversion of saying, "Oh, you're secretly the good guys fixing the world." It's definitely a game that plays around with gray morality all over the place. So
yeah.
You know, it knows what they're doing, and again, even the characters that you recruit, do reflect that. It's pretty neat. The game was released for PlayStation 3, 4, and Windows, so PC, but the PS3 version came out only in Japan because at that point, you know, it was kind of pointless, and I can understand. You know, might as well just stick to just the PS4 and PC.
Yeah.
In my understanding, Berseria was made a prequel to Zestiria, I think, to salvage Zestiria or something?
That, and also because they could reuse assets, which made the development much easier.
Yeah, even despite that, it's still, you know, distant prequels. As a result, you know, you don't visit really the same locales because some cities do not even exist, for example. But yes, for example, the bestiary is recycled, etc., etc. Even one of the super bosses is basically the same. One of the examples.
I'm surprised they made it a prequel and not a sequel. Then.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Again, probably there was just a choice that they had in mind.
Yeah, I actually to me, the best way to experience those two stories is to just. I actually disagree with Theo. I actually think playing Berseria first is better because it gives context for some of the stuff that's because
it leads you to disappointment, basically.
Yes, well, you're gonna be disappointed with Zestiria either way, Theo. That's the thing. But at least if I play Berseria first, I actually have a reason to care. Why should Edna salvage her brother? You know what I mean? Because I don't know. Because in Zestiria, I don't know shit about who Eisen is. Right?
You don't know the context, Jova.
Yeah.
Right. I was actually just gonna ask. So, like, in terms of Berseria being a prequel to Zestiria, is it like, oh, hey, recognize these characters here who will be important in Zestiria?
One of them, yes.
Like, yes. Look at these locales.
In general, there are you know, elements, characters, you know, and locales that you know, that basically do that. You can for example, what some of the bosses of Zestiria.
Hold on, this guy will be voiced by Dwibs, so go ahead, Dwibs. You're gonna like voicing this guy. Both of them. We'll have Dwibs be both of them because of the.
Why not?
Who the hell are you? We don't allow outsiders into this town.
Okay.
Oh, fuck you, man.
I don't like the look of you people. Get out of here before you get hurt.
Okay, fuck you too then.
What a bunch of
For me, for me, the best way is to play Berseria first, and then watch Tales of Zestiria: The Cross, because the anime adaptation actually does the story better than the game.
I'm curious, is it like that case where the Ace Attorney anime actually made Turnabout Big Top into a good story?
I guess you can compare them.
Alright, we're finally reached Gohtza despite all the setbacks that we had.
The magic industry city of Gohtza.
So it's that easy to get into the town by just walking around the gate, I guess.
Jova, you don't simply walk into Gohtza.
Nope.
I love it. Those two guys telling us to get lost and we just waltz into the city.
Well, that's because they were not protecting that, they were just in a different place. Pedro was just, scouting the war map in the same area.
Yeah, that particular bit that was a refugee camp that's separate from the city has nothing to do with the city itself. The city itself is fine.
It's kind of like in Final Fantasy IX, some of the early areas allow you to visit, for example, some of the gates. You talk with the guards, that are separated from the main cities.
Speaking of Final Fantasy, yes, Sakaguchi, I remember Final Fantasy VII in Midgar.
Anyway, it's transmission.
Broadcasting.
Yeah.
Ooh, CGI.
Is this on?
It's so blue. Talk to the hand.
My fellow citizens, this is a report from your absolutely not evilly dressed leader.
Actually, Jova, he's not evil. I can already dispel that for you right now.
Oh. So he's just war hungry then, I presume.
No, he's not war hungry. He's actually a pretty cool guy.
If you forgot, this is the faction that Kaim was beating up at the beginning of the game.
I mean, think about
you guys, you can't see people being good and bad because of what they wear, what their name is.
So what you're saying is he's the only one of these kingdoms who isn't hungry for war, essentially.
Well, remember,
To be fair, the only kingdom, the only major person in this game that is, hungry for conquering shit is Gongora.
Well,
so far,
evil Heihachi.
True, but he wasn't the regent.
Yeah, evil Heihachi just wants to fuck around and rule Numara himself. I get
the idea. His ambitions are just surviving, with the kingdom rather than moving on one to another.
Yep.
Sounds like everyone's eager for war. I swear, kings and rulers are all the same.
King Gohtza is one creepy guy.
For you.
Something up, Kaim?
There always is.
No.
Okay, then no problem
then. I'm sure things are getting tense between Gohtza and Ura right now, too. It's all likely a part of Gongora's plan. We must quickly go and see the king.
Alright. Sounds like a plan.
Alright, moving on.
I'm sure he'll be eager to see us.
So are we getting another dream? No, I guess not.
Not in this part, no.
Welcome. Enjoy your stay.
Alright, to end quickly, since we're for the time being we're fucking around in the town. The latest game that has been released again, mainline, is Arise, which I haven't played yet.
Allow me then to. Arise basically is where they finally dropped the old PS3 engine that they've been using since Grace's F, and finally went Unreal Engine 4, and the game looks stunning, and the game does a great job in taking a lot of the core elements of the series, like the dual worlds aspect, and delivering a story that still has the same maturity. You can tell that they took cues from the good reception of Berseria's story, because they kept the darker, more mature tone. It does a great job in exploring a lot of sensitive topics like racism, slavery, and stuff like that. Like, for example, I'm sure you're gonna like this. Just to give, Kaim was the only soldier left standing on the Highlands of Wool. He's an immortal. It must have been his curse that brought that shit down.
He could be anywhere. In fact, he could be right in front of you.
More close than you think.
Alright, if I remember correctly, we're gonna get the cutscene in the station right now. Hold on.
Not just dog people. I think we just saw a literal dog roaming around.
Yeah, and we're gonna get the cutscene now.
In the waiting room. They're waiting for you, Kaim, in the test chamber.
The test chamber.
Excuse me. You must have valid citizen IDs to enter.
Punch.
Bummer.
As after a citizen ID.
Oh my god, don't be a Karen, Jensen.
Not that bit in Captain Scarlet. Identification, police? Certainly. Punches the guy in the face.
Well, you heard the man.
Well, that's that. We're not getting in.
Oh well, let's go home.
Just cut around like he did earlier.
Yeah.
What even is home for these people?
Home is where the heart lies.
Oh well, bummer.
But yeah, the great thing about the writing in Arise is that the writers are in strong control of the topics they're covering. Like for example, to give you an idea, Joe, I think you're gonna like the way they write this. There's a guy who's one of the good guys who wants to liberate the slaves because they're slaves in the world of Arise, right? Actually, no, another cutscene now, if I remember correctly. So I'll continue.
Something's gotta happen to get us in to see the
Again,
guy.
it's one of the important cities. And
Oh
it's
god,
large forward.
this bit. Okay, story-wise, this is actually one of the low points for me because of some of
This
it.
guy robbed the guy. Oh no, okay, it's the opposite.
But I'll talk about it when it becomes relevant.
You don't suppose that was...
Is that a citizen ID?
And it seems that both Kaim and his wife are remembering him.
Okay. So now both Kaim and Sarah want to follow that person because apparently there's something they're not telling us yet. But we'll find out. We'll find that out later. Don't worry.
Also,
That being
fine,
said,
your wife literally wants to come. Let her come.
not just that, Jova. Hey, Kaim, Sarah. Maybe you might be forgetting something. No?
Oh, you know,
Your grandkids?
Your grandkids?
and unlike you, most women don't kick people.
Like, I get that Kaim and Sarah don't exactly have much experience taking care of children
Also-
because, well, their daughter was taken from them very soon. But still, Jesus.
Also, cutscene
mean-
composition. The one of the scenes before made the Seth look like she had a big neck.
And now get this.
Hey! Can we go? Look at that!
Ooh.
I don't know.
Line read there, kid.
You'd think they would be able to. You think they would at least tell the kids, okay, stick with Steph, and you'll be fine.
The town, please.
Oh no, don't tell me. The kids go running off because Kaim and Sarah didn't tell them to stay put.
Hold on.
I wanted to the first time I saw it. Yeah, don't push any buttons, because I did that once.
They don't leave town.
Yeah,
Wait.
with Jensen as our role model, we're
And there you go.
They're
Seth.
letting them go off on
The-
their own.
But it's okay, Joe, because Seth told them just don't leave town. As long as you don't leave town, you'll be fine. It's not like any random, stranger
No,
danger could.
Let me translate you in basic terms, Jova. Sakaguchi wanted an excuse to split the party, but had no idea what to do.
Exactly. This is
Yeah,
like I understand. Sometimes we, story-wise, I get that this is because, and I'm not going to spoil yet. There's a certain thing story-wise that Sakaguchi wants to happen. The problem is, it's like Teo just said. It's about that he had no idea what excuse to come up with for Kaim and Sarah to be separated from the rest of the. So he just went fuck it and just fuck it. They'll just go just cause.
Again, my guess he's setting up for somebody to get kidnapped and captured.
It's a weirdly brainless part of what is otherwise a very tightly written story. This particular part really sticks out because, again, the story has been so tightly written up until this point, with not really any major issues, not really. So yeah, when this part comes up, it feels so jarring because wow, what happened?
It's also weird because in the previous RPGs that the Sakaguchi handled, the ways of the party being split actually made relatively logical sense
Yeah.
most of the time.
Let me put it like this. I could maybe buy them splitting up. I don't buy that they would let the kids go completely unaccompanied by, any grown-up whatsoever. I'm sorry. Oh, don't leave the town? Yeah, that's like telling your little kid, hey, let's split up, don't leave Disney World. You know, the park that's literally as big as a city.
Actually, Jensen, that's the Queen of Hearts, Jensen.
I wasn't notified about
the Queen of Numara. Why are you coming to our country so informally? These people don't look like...
You know, my general kinda act up. So.
It's okay, Jensen knows what to say.
Yeah, we're traveling incognito.
Well, that's technically the truth, I guess.
I mean, it's not like it's a lie, even if it like it's a good excuse, but it's a good excuse and a lie. But at the same time, it's not even a lie. It's actually technically it is true.
Regulations
Are you
are
a spy, by the way?
That said, yeah, we
Hopefully
do
these
need
guards are
pictures
not
of Queen.
morons, so...
Yeah, I will give her credit. The guards at the very least are not morons, but she can actually prove that she's the
Even
queen.
a foot soldier such as yourself should recognize the crest of the royal house of Numara. The glowing pendant on the queen's chest.
Of course, look at her boobs.
So there you go. And guess what? Unlike Final Fantasy 13, this game will definitely show her mark. See? There you go.
Oh, well, that's quite a mark. Jansen, come on now.
Someone's laughing, please. Preferably Seth.
My sincerest apology, Your Highness. You are without a doubt the Queen of Numara.
I'd recognize that cleavage mark
I
anywhere.
stare into the abyss. Now I cannot unsee anymore.
Those helmets, was the designer of this, was the graphic designer of this game trying to have a challenge where you can make something look more silly than the Queen's troops at Buckingham Palace?
Maybe it's
One more stylized waves are based on some degree of existing tower helmet models.
Also, Dwibs, isn't that kind of rich coming from the guy from England? I mean, the Queen's Guard have...
Yeah, look at
literal
those hats,
stove
yeah.
pipes for hats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. I was trying to make something look more sillier than that.
Oh, you're referring to your Queen's Guard.
Maybe that's just it. Just maybe the graphic artist took inspiration from good old jolly England.
Huh. What if
See if I can
England
find
was an
something in the
anime?
meantime.
Hold on, more dialogue. So. If I remember correctly, or not? No, actually nothing.
You would be Her Majesty the Queen of Numara, yes. I have heard about your arrival. Even though that's Seth we're playing as, but let's just assume the Queen's with us.
Remember, it's
You know,
JRPG party logic. Just roll with it. I don't care if this guy's a king or whatever, but why did they have to make this place so damn big?
It's to show how important he is.
It's to compensate for his small penis.
Quiet. This looks like the place.
Please, actually, right this way. In this one, trust me, Joey. In this one, it has to be me presenting Her Majesty, the Queen of Numara. There you go.
Okay, let's just walk up the stairs and
Okay,
to meet the
okay. You could have just moved from that cutscene to the other cutscene. You didn't have to make me walk 2 steps, but whatever.
How are we supposed to see the king?
It's like the quiet
We're
man.
not even sure if he's up there.
You have to prove you're powerful enough to meet the king.
Your Majesty is most kind to receive me on short
What?
notice.
I can't hear you over the sound of the
Ming,
gate.
Queen of Numara. I have a most urgent favor.
I am the great and powerful Oz. Oh wait, that's not right.
It was my understanding, however, that your country preferred to remain isolated from its neighbors. I find it curious that you are here unannounced, with no fanfare, and accompanied by persons
That's
of
fair,
uncertain
honestly.
That's translation for say Jensen sucks.
Your Majesty. It was necessary, however, for me to use such unorthodox methods. I beg your patience and ask that you hear my request.
No. Next.
However, I must verify that you are who you claim to be. I am aware that you demonstrated at the castle gates that you bear the glowing birthmarks of the royal house of Numara.
They told me in great detail.
Magic energy is everywhere around us. It would be a simple matter to have such marks artificially added.
What are you implying?
That's actually not that bad of an idea.
You doubt her word?
Well, Seth, to be fair, he makes a good point.
I mean, yeah, somebody could legit just get a tattoo.
Demonstrate the sigil of my rank.
Your cooperation is appreciated. However, I will need a bit more proof.
Understood.
I guess to be fair, he's a ruler. Gotta take every precaution he can.
If that is true, you should be able to reach me by breaching these barriers. Yes?
Wait a minute, let me get in front. I'll guard you.
Can you check in the meantime who plays voices
Your
King
Majesty,
Gohtza?
I will now approach the throne.
There's an H in there somewhere, by the way. So how do you
Now
break the
we're playing
sigils?
this,
Simple too. You just walk to them.
Wow, really? Not even a battle or something?
Hold on. Destroy.
Serenity.
You press A to there you go. You press A to destroy barriers. It says in the bottom right corner.
I mean, I get what they're trying to do, but I think there should have been something more. Oh, okay.
It's okay. You just do it again.
Do it quick enough, I guess.
No, not really. You just do it again.
Ah.
Done.
Okay.
Pete Serenity, he recently passed away not even a few days ago.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
He was the voice of Splinter in the '87 Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay, cool.
God, I think I just heard that he passed away. So wait, so we have flipping Splinter here.
Yes.
He's also the Kingpin and Mysterio in the Amazing Spider-Man vs. the Kingpin video game.
Well, this isn't working.
He's toying with her. Your Majesty, there is no time for such sport. We don't have.
So there you go, too. The whole thing where the barriers get broke up, that's just him fucking with us, basically.
Okay.
Perhaps, like with Splinter, there's a wise proverbial lesson in why he messes with us.
Okay then. So what was the point of the cutscene of them complaining?
Hey, what's happening? There are no more
Oh my
barriers.
God! Was he actually a Wizard of Oz XP?
Gohtza question mark?
Hold on.
What is his problem?
Oh god, the shimmering of the models is fucking up again.
Even if you are the king of Gohtza, how dare you behave in such a manner?
He's not the actual king, is he?
I mean, with the question mark.
I had nothing to do with it. Nothing.
Yeah, but the voice sounds different.
You're not the king.
So there you go. See, that's why I have to
The
play.
king at
There you go.
all.
This guy's an imposter.
Huh.
Okay, so where is the real king, I wonder? Based on the cutscenes we saw previously, I wonder what could the king be?
Yes.
Anyway,
It's quite a pickle.
alright, this gives me an opportunity to finish my point. But yeah, topics like segregation, slavery, and racism are one of the some of the core aspects that Tales of Arise's plot covers. One particular thing that I like is how it doesn't try to even necessarily solve said issues necessarily. It instead just it applies a more, for lack of a better term, more realistic way on how these issues are handled by people, right? For example, one particular thing that I like is how there's a character who's part of the good guys who wants to liberate these slaves, but then when the main character, so just tell us what to do and we'll just do it. Well, actually, I don't like that. What do you mean? Well, here's the thing. Would you guys really be more free if you just do what I tell you to do? Being a slave is not just a position; it's also a state of mind. So just to give you a basic idea of how well written the game is, like the game does a great job covering these topics with true understanding of how these things work. So it's a really great game.
Anyway, the game was released for PS4. Let me check just again. Here you go. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and of course PC. When in release, it received, as we noticed in the state of play, I think, a DLC episode like 2 years after. I guess it's because the Tales team was not doing any new game, so that's what they were.
My guess is too, it's their way of delivering what would be the equivalent of a Tales of Arise 2, but since nowadays we have this whole DLC expansion shit, might as well do it that way, basically.
Which also reminded me of one thing. I was searching down spoiler information on Java, and I came up on interesting trivia, because, TV Trop said as a values dissonance, sexual, I was like, oh god, it's a character saying something that might feel outdated or something. But no, actually, it's instead an actual cultural difference where apparently in the DLC, one of the side activities that you can do is to raise horses, but because it goes through the cycle of the animals, when they have to be put down, you can actually properly harvest the meat out of them. And apparently, from what I read, in America, it's illegal to do such a thing.
Yeah, horse meat's illegal over here.
You're missing out. Let me tell you that.
We had a horse meat scandal around here.
It's actually very. I can tell you that at least in my country, it's very highly required for people who have suffered a lot of blood losses.
I actually don't remember.
Iron concentration.
Go ahead.
Is horse meat also illegal in your neck of the woods, Dwibs?
I don't know. What I do remember is that it was mainly because horse meat was found in items that didn't advertise that there was horse meat in them.
Wasn't there also a Burger King or McDonald's scandal where they found, horse meat in walkers or something? I forgot.
And here in the UK, it is legal to sell and consume horse meat.
I just double checked. In my country, we can eat horse meat.
I get the idea it might be a case where Europe is genuinely more accustomed to that, possibly. But let me tell you, Java, again, if you ever come here, I'll be sure to, make it up to you.
Cool. Okay, let me see.
I've never eaten it, but I've heard good things as well.
Like I said, it's indicated because of the high concentration in iron for people who suffer blood loss.
Alright, hold on. So here's an abandoned apartment.
Yeah, totally. No one's inside.
And now a lot of plot, so sit down and relax.
I knew it was you.
There he is.
Wise.
There's the real McCoy.
Kaim,
Oh, but you can tell he's real because he has a mustache.
And apparently these three know each other. Let's see.
You're still as lovely as ever, Sarah.
Thank you. And you're still as charming as ever, Your Majesty. Why did you bring us here? Why the disguise?
This was the only way I could find to spend a few quiet moments with you.
Oh?
It's not widespread knowledge yet, but word is out that you've abducted the Queen of Numara. Would you mind explaining?
Well, remember, it's obvious that Kakana's probably is the one who started that, yeah.
She's one of us. But it would take too long to explain.
One of you?
Yes, a fellow immortal.
So the queen who's been said to rule for 1,000 years is in fact immortal?
What a shock.
I consider you to be one of us too.
Oh?
Even though I'm not immortal?
Not as an immortal, but as one who cares for this world.
To think that beings from another world should be the ones to teach me about love for my own world. Has it really been 50 years since we first met?
50 years ago with the incident on the Ark.
You have that memory?
No, my journals.
Those journals really come in clutch, don't they?
Weren't you?
So there, they first met when he was just 20. So let's
a flashback.
Yep.
Wow, a memory that's not told via text. I'm so used to them.
Well, the dreams are exclusive to the memories of the immortals specifically.
And honestly, I kind of like it in a way of an organic. You're still presented the same facts, but in different ways.
I will say, it helps either way. Like, if you're somebody who hasn't been reading the dreams, this is one of your times getting to see these visually. If you're someone who has been reading the dreams, it's nice to actually see that in a way the dreams were prepping you for the fact that, yes, there are probably some people who the immortals have met and recognized.
Hoping for hardship. Hoping that in testing myself, I would find the strength to seek some answers.
Yes, yes, Sakaguchi. I remember Empire Strikes Back.
Also, I just realized Kaim in his civilian outfit is dressed kind of like the protagonist from Assassin's Creed 2.
It's your... No, if anything, it reminds me of Keanu Reeves in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I was jealous.
Complete with the haircut.
Not only were you immortal,
oh my god,
but you also had a bride who would herself be beautiful forever.
But that experience changed you.
Made him a better man.
And grew a better mustache. Seriously, that pencil theme.
That Turner would be so proud.
You'll put your life on the line to protect what you love. A truth that is as significant as it is simple. That was when you discovered it for yourself.
remember what you told me, Kaim. Love your kingdom as you love Sarah.
Yes. You fear for
This is another thing that I like. The king also loved Sarah, but guess what? Instead of a stupid love triangle, these three handled the matter like actual adults.
What nonsense, I say.
So what, did they just talk things out and
Yes.
Sarah chose Kaim?
Sarah chose Kaim, but he took it as an adult and decided, fine.
Now I know this truly is a work of fiction.
It's like, remember what Kaim said right there, love your kingdom the way you loved Sarah, basically. And there you go, he dropped the coin earlier to hint at Kaim and Sarah who he was. There you go. Because this is the coin that he gave Kaim all those years
They
ago.
literally said, here king, you dropped this.
His thoughts live on, even though people and history may change. The words engraved on that coin are the truth.
And yeah, now that Blues mentions it, yeah, I can hear the splinter in him, yeah.
I wanted you to read that, if you were ever uncertain of what to do.
Truth?
A very interesting bout of voice acting trivia.
This game actually has a stellar cast of voice actors in general. So.
Well, and without them being celebrities, you know.
Unlike you, however, I have learned through dedicating myself to the welfare of my people.
So in that case, though, was that actually him on the broadcast talking about, oh, we'll totally fight those other two kingdoms, or is there something shifty going on in this kingdom too?
Hold on. He's about to explain, actually.
Native to this world are different from you immortals.
True.
This truth is the most beautiful and significant to immortals such as yourselves. We mortals, however, have but a finite amount of time. Our options, like our lives, are also limited. And I have learned that sometimes one has to adopt less than ideal means to achieve ideal ends. Facts and reality sometimes demand that we take steps that contradict that very beauty.
Sad but true.
In other words, politics suck.
The world always holds such contradictions.
Imagine a world without politics.
And it kind of is reinforced by the fact that Queen Numara was, you know, doing a better job because she was immortal.
You know my conflicted, contradictory nature. I will shortly be meeting in secret with King Tolton to discuss what can be done to avoid war, given the strained relations between our countries.
So basically, so there you go. He's still trying to avoid the war, but for now he's keeping that meeting secret because obviously it's obviously
political suicide.
Obviously, the Three Kings of the Three Nations meeting is basically in that being public knowledge is incredibly dangerous. Obviously.
Like I said, political suicide, essentially. He's putting on a brave face for his people, being like, oh yeah, we can totally fight and beat them, but obviously he doesn't actually want to fight. In fact, if I recall correctly, didn't the great Sun Tzu actually advise against going to war?
Given your perspective as
I haven't actually read the book, so...
And if we still can't find common ground and opt for war...
Maybe you can do something about that.
Oh,
never mind. He wants them not to interfere.
There's the kind of a dichotomy, Drova, you know, the immortals have a better understanding, but that begs the question, should you let, you know, yourself be ruled by someone that's not even from your world?
And I guess also in that regard, I think part of him also doesn't want to have an unfavorable advantage since... I don't know, I get the feeling he gets the feeling that if they do have to go to war, no one side is truly the good or bad guy in this situation.
Yeah.
Arrives, tell him that his
except Gongora. He's totally the bad guy.
Yeah, that's the thing, King. There already is an immortal interfering.
What? Remember this fact, old friend, when faced with your decision.
Queen Ming of Numara is with us. What would you say to having her attend the meeting as well?
I mean, might as well.
In addition,
She technically is the ruler of that kingdom, even though a sort of pseudo coup was going on right now.
We need a ship capable of traversing the hypercurrents.
So, can you give us an Uber, I guess?
We'll bring the Queen along.
Cool.
I'll see you at the meeting.
This world.
Anyway, I looked up the specifics regarding horse meat over here in the US. It's a bit more complicated. So in 2007, it was banned, but in Congress under Obama in 2013, that ban was lifted. However, it still is very hard to get horse meat. It's technically not illegal based off of what state you're in, but it's generally not legal to sell horse meat for commercial human consumption, essentially.
Interesting.
So basically, it's technically legal, but it's incredibly impossible to come by. I might take you up on that offer if I ever come by Italy.
All right, there's something else you wanted to finish about?
Well, I can do that in one of the future parts. The playthrough is still not done yet.
All right, so, all right, everybody. Unfortunately, this is where that contrived separation now comes into play, where in the next part, Cook and Mac get into trouble.
Gee, it's
Wacky
like I
hijinks
just
in
guessed.
The
I could never have imagined that we wanted to get the two kids separated alone so that something bad could happen to them. I was sure they were just going to check out the vehicle.
All right. See you for the next part.
Ta-ta.